What's going on, my fellow Jedi and Padawans? Welcome back to another Jedi gaming video. Thank you guys so much for coming back to the channel, and if you guys are new, welcome. Today, I'm gonna cover a little review on the Fair Judgment, which is our ritual weapon from our Gambit Crucible Strike playlist, with is an auto rifle in our kinetic slot, which is a precision frame, 450 RPM. Personally, really like this auto rifle for the game style that I have for both PvE as well as PvP. Has some great synergy, of course, this episode specifically with our artifact and the stasis aspect of it, giving us some juice to that. But in general, with the new perks that it has on it and some old ones, of course, very fun little weapon that you can grab from any of those three facets. Like I said, reach level 16 to grab this, and then you can start melting guardians and enemies alike. So right here is the beautiful auto rifle. For me, I did enhance it because I really like this auto rifle. Plus, it has very good perks for the third and fourth column for PvE as well as PvP. Now for we got 3 different origin traits: our Vanguard, Crucible, as well as Gun to Run in Gambit. But Vanguard's Vindication is our first one. Final blows with the weapon grant us a small amount of health. Not a bad option for some of that lower end content, onslaught, stuff like that. One Quiet Moment right here grants increased reload handling when out of combat. Not a bad option as well. And last, Gun and Run. Rapidly defeating targets with this weapon grants bonus sprint speed. Guardian's powerful commands and high value targets grant the bonus quicker. So totally up to you. I think I use One Quiet Moment the most, no matter what it is, even Crucible or PvE. But Vanguard's Vindication, not a bad second. Definitely never use Gun and Run in my personal opinion. Now, when we move on to our perks that we got on this bad boy, I guess let's start with the barrel over here. Corkscrew gives us that range, stability in handling. Not a bad option. You can see the stats that we have on this: 71 range, 57 in stability, and 60 in handling. Feels good in both of the realms, PvP, PvE. Armor piercing rounds helps us in both the PvE, PvP realm, in my personal opinion. Feels very nice with that little bit of increased range. Now, when we move on, right here, I think PvE rise. This Rhyme Stealer with Headstone, absolutely disgusting. Actually just came out with a build on Monday with it, I do believe, on a Hunter with Renewal Grasps. Absolutely disgusting. But Rhyme Stealer, destroying those stasis crystals or defeating frozen targets with this weapon, grants us improved amount of frost armor. So very good with the frost armor synergy, keeping us alive in that endgame activity. Plus, on top of that, if you're not even using a stasis subclass or creating stasis crystals by yourself, this weapon will do it for you with Headstone. Precision final blows spawn a stasis crystal at the target's location. Plus, we do get a little bit of improved stability on this bad boy because of that. So the combination of Rhyme Stealer giving us frost armor, and then this being able to create those stasis crystals that lets us use Rhyme Stealer, pretty good little combination for PvE realm, like I said. Plus, it just feels pretty stable and pretty crispy for just hitting enemies at farther ranges, whatever you might be using it for. Now, when we move on to the Crucible, I think Onslaught is a slept on perk for me. I love using this on my auto rifles specifically. This thing melts guardians once it gets procced because those final blows increases the fire rate, and with something like a hard-hitting precision frame 450 auto rifle that is pretty stable in itself, absolute laser beam once Onslaught gets to proc. And then helping that, we do have dynamic sway, so rapidly improves accuracy and stability the longer that we hold down the trigger. So when we get that Onslaught to proc with dynamic sway, like I said, absolute laser beam against guardians inside of the Crucible, and it shoots very fast. TTK is pretty low in my personal opinion. Pairing it with a shotgun, something like that, was loving it inside of the Crucible as well. Now, on top of that, because we do enhance it, or at least I think you should, because it is a very good weapon, we have access to these weapon mods down here, which are for crafted or enhanced weapons. And for me, when I was in the Crucible, I was definitely going with ballistics right here, giving us a little bit of extra pressure, range, and stability felt very good. You could go with handling if you would like, or if you do not like the zoom, anti-flinch. We have a lot of options to add to it, but for me, I was definitely using synergy with this weapon the most, because inside of the PvE realm, those final blows have a chance to create elemental pickups matching the damage type, or orbs of power if it's a kinetic weapon. So for us, we're gonna get stasis shards to spawn, which will help us to get melee, help us to get frost armor. There's a bunch of aspects that stasis shards are good for, so little bit of positive feedback loop just from inside the guns with these new weapon mods that we have. So this thing is super banging. Like I said, the gameplay with it, I love it in PvE. Very good synergy of having headstone with rhyme stealer. I think overall inside of the PvE realm, I would probably rate this around a 4.6, maybe a 4.7 in my opinion. I think it is super good in my opinion. I love having this thing, and I think it is one of the better weapons that we've got ritual wise for the PvE realm as of recently. Now for the PvE side of the rating, or the PvP side of the rating I should say, Onslaught Dynamic Slay, this thing is up there at a 4.8 inside of the PvP realm for me. Something like the Summoner is probably the most S tier weapon for me auto rifle wise inside of the Crucible. Maybe something like the Prosecutor, that arc from our dungeon, but we do think that, at least I think I should say, that this is up there pretty high at that 4.8 like I said for PvP. So the rating on this, we're giving it, like, let's say a 4.7 PvE, 4.8, 4.9 PvP. Absolutely disgusting. Fair judgment. Plus it's easy to earn through those three facets, either your strikes, your crucible, or your gambit. So lots of options for guardians to earn this. The synergy, especially this episode with stasis, is disgusting. Just internally, headstone rhyme stealer is a disgusting combination with that weapon mod in synergy. I would enhance it like I said. And then dynamic sway onslaught melts, absolutely melts guardians. So I would get this as soon as you can. Lots of double XP opportunities with weekly things. I think this week it is for our crucible, so go grind out some comp, whatever you want to do. Get that deadlock, which we're getting a video out on tomorrow. It's absolutely disgusting as well, like this weapon is. But again, appreciate all you guys for coming back to the channel. As always, don't be afraid to like and subscribe. Hit that bell if you haven't, so you get those notifications on these builds here. Get yourself on top of the game by getting those notifications, so you can jump in as soon as they are posted and everything in that aspect. So I love all you guys. Join the Discord, join the channel, and all of those little realms. I'm sorry I'm babbling, my ADHD is taking over, but appreciate you guys. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.